Biblically speaking, we believe that life begins at conception, be it that conception be through IVF or it be naturally or some other modern medicine way to do it. That's life. And as Christians, we need to acknowledge, like, okay, even though this embryo was created outside of the womb, that spark of life from God is still in that embryo, and we must protect it.
So the question was what do you do with the extra embryos?
Right.
Is it a sin to discard of the extra embryos?
That's where we get into what some people might think is a moral gray area, but agreeing with Gabby and being consistent, I think that if there's conception, if there's an embryo, if it's living, if it's human, I think that it's life, and discarding it, you get into kind of Darwinian waters where you're like the strongest of the fittest when it comes to humans. And I know that's no one's intention or heart, but it is a fact. You're discarding life in favor for a stronger chance at implantation, and that's kind of playing God. I think that implicates His will and His purposes for our procreation.
What's interesting about the times in which we live is that our technology has grown so much that we have the potential to create moral dilemmas that other generations wouldn't have known about. And look, as a pastor, you and I both have pastored churches, and I've counseled with couples that agonized over childlessness. And my heart goes out. I sympathize with that. In fact, you know, Angie and I weren't able to have children of our own biologically. But here's the thing. Sometimes in life, we really have to submit to the sovereignty of God. And I will say this, there's so many kids that need adoptive parents.
Yes. Yeah.
And I've known couples, and they love the Lord, and I don't dispute that, but they've spent $500,000 trying to get pregnant and created what science calls bench embryos.
Yeah.
And yes, it is the abortion of a human life. I ethically and theologically and philosophically, I have to say that, and there are right now in facilities hundreds of thousands of fertilized eggs that will be discarded.